Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Grandmaster run under 40 power level with Titan. For my subclass, I'll be using Thundercrash. Here are the mods and fragments I'll be using this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using Wish Ender. Next, I'll be using a solar hand cannon. The heavy will be Sailspy Pitchglass. So all the mods for my armor will be on dim. This is going to be a firepower grenade build for the Titan. Mainly this is going to be a firepower build. I will be trying my best to spam as much storm grenades as I can. This was also my first attempt today, and I was doing a lot of testing with the boss fight, which you will see very soon what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of things has changed of Scarlet Keep. I remember the acolytes used to one-shot me, the old Grandmaster version. This one, even under 40 power level, they can't really one-shot you unless you have lower resilience. Now, this is going to be the Arc AQ, so using the Arc subclass can really benefit you of having the 25% more damage. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to go for the Titan, because the Titan subclass, you can make a build of focusing of the grenades, and you can use that to deal with the DPS of the champions. This is just one of the main reasons, and because I thought going on Titan would be pretty fun, since I did kind of spam a lot on Hunter lately for this season. When you do break any solar shield, there will be a 1-second delay of the wizard. That's going to be your perfect chance to throw your grenades or your storm grenades as well. This is the area which I extremely despise, and I still do. It is a little bit easier than previous old Grandmasters. I was just trying to use my super. I thought I was going to use my finisher, but it didn't work out, so I apologize for that. I guess it does make a little difference of 40 and 25. Because usually when I use my super, especially with the Arc Q, I am able to have the champion's health low to use my finisher. But for this one, it didn't work out, so my bad for that. So for this part, there's going to be a champion up ahead. Just make sure you do as much DPS. You can use Wish Ender, Arbalest. The reason why I'm using Arbalest is because, well, the reason why I'm using Wish Ender over Arbalest is the bow can one-shot acolytes, which is really, really good. And it's primary, so you can one-shot the bigger champions with precision shots, by the way. And then you can switch to your linear fusion rifle, or you can just spam grenades. So during this part, you have to make sure you take down the champions and make your way dealing with the wizards, I did pull back because the acolytes were kinda messing me up a bit, and they can throw a lot of fire. Now, the one thing I love about Wish Ender is since these acolytes love to play hide and seek, especially for Scarlet Keep, definitely love to hide and then throw fire. You can just hold the aim with Wish Ender and you can see where they are. It just makes life so much easier, especially for this Grandmaster. I think Wish Ender will be probably one of the best weapons to try out for this season. Wish Ender is perfect for the boss fight. And later halfway of the boss fight, I did realize that I can see through the enemies, but we'll talk about that later. So the void charge or the orb charge has a time limit. That's the reason why I was picking it up. I was just being a little lazy because I didn't really feel like dealing with the champions, clearing the ads, and then picking up the orb all the way back from the start. This is just a rush method, by the way. You don't really have to do that. You could just clear the ads and then just go and pick up the orb. I think for the second orb, I did mess up and I had to pick up the orb from the start. When you go to the other side, then there'll be these thralls that will spawn and the snipers. Just be very careful with the wizard, since the wizard's arc attack is extremely deadly, and I would highly recommend you stay away from it. You can see that even with double arc resilience, it is extremely dangerous. I was being a little careless there. So make sure when you do break the shield, throw your grenades. The storm grenades for the Titan will follow the wizard. Then you can just pick up the orb if you want to or leave it. For me, I was trying to do the rush method, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. So for this part, I actually had to deal with the champions, and the arc attack was not 100% melting me, but it was hurting my Titan pretty bad. So I was getting distracted as usual for champions, and I had to go and pick up the orb and then make sure I can dunk the second orb so we can actually go to the Nightfall and deal with more champions. I was trying to jump over the cursed thralls. You don't really have to spend time using your Wish Ender, so unless you want points, but for me, I was just wanting to just jump over them so I can dunk the orb and then just proceed to the next area. Now, I was low on heavy. I am using a linear fusion, the Sailspy Pitchglass. I didn't want to use the Storm Chaser because it's really bad on console from far distance. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. So the unstoppable champion is going to spawn, and you must use your hand cannon or a grenade launcher if you prefer that. For me, I just prefer a hand cannon just to make it easier of getting more heavy bricks. That's the main reason why I use a primary instead of a grenade launcher. I mean, I could have used a grenade launcher, but I just chose not to. So this unstoppable champion is going to be a little tanky. So I'm trying my best to do precision shots, and I think I missed one of my shots, which was my bad. You can also use Wish Ender if you are low on ammo or low on heavy. Once everything seems to be good to go, then you can just proceed and go to the bridge. I was seeing all these acolytes playing hide and seek just like Saffron's song, Nightfall. With the Wish Ender, you can see where they are hiding from the wolves. And you can just spam storm grenades just to make them move or to get the acolytes, you know. These acolytes were being extremely stubborn. So I was trying to throw my grenades, but they were just running away from them. So I had to go and try to use my bow or my primary weapons to deal with these acolytes. Because now we need to deal with the wizards. Now the wizards are extremely annoying, so what I should have done over here is use my super. But I didn't. So I would have thrown my nade, used my super, and then pull back. But I didn't do it in this footage. You know, my bad. Because if you don't, the wizards are going to float around, dancing, twirling the sky, just to annoy you, by the way. And remember when I talked about the arc attack on wizards? Yeah, about that. They melt you really bad. They can melt you, they could damage your poor guardian. So you must dodge the arc attacks when the wizard is abusing it. So you can see here, both of them are shooting arc. I'm trying to move away, trying to take them down and not spam my heavy. And it was extremely annoying because with the console assist, right? Console aim assist is making my character move a different direction. Like I'm trying to shoot them from far distance with the hand cannon, but when there's an acolyte in front of them, it just focuses on the acolyte and the wizard. It really messes up my runs, especially for Grandmasters, and I hate it. I hate it so much. Console aim assist always ruins my champion DPS, it ruins my boss DPS, it ruins pretty much anything. And it's even worse on Lightblade. Lightblade, it is horrible. Horrible, the worst aim assist you will ever have to deal with. Alright, so now we're going to be dealing with more champions, and I hate this champion because all these acolytes are trying their best to protect this poor champion. And guess what happens? No, seriously, guess what? Console aim assist. And you'll see very soon what I'm talking about. I'm trying to, you know, do precision shots with the champion, but this acolyte, over here, Blitz, over here, over here, over here, Blitz. Wish Ender, over here. And then Wish Ender decides to try to shoot the acolyte instead of the champion. So thank you. Thank you, console aim assist, for messing up my DPS on the barrier champion from far distance. Thank you so much. Alright, you ruined my DPS. I could have taken down this barrier champion right now, but now I had to spend 2 minutes of my life, or maybe 3 minutes of my life, probably more, because now the barrier champion is going to be smart and back away with the acolytes like a coward. So thank you so much, console aim assist, for messing up my DPS dealing with the barrier champion with Wish Ender. And yes, I am going to make a little rant there because it is absolutely ridiculous of what happened there. I had no control, by the way. It was the Guardian. It was the PlayStation 5 or, you know, PlayStation 4, Xbox. It did it. So hopefully we can take down this barrier champion. But sadly, he's going to move. So go to the ballerina twirls. Are we really going back to Lightblade again? Ballerina twirls. Back to square one. So we did take down the barrier champion. This is one of the reasons why I decided to use Sailspy Pitchglass linear over Storm Chaser. I mean, on PC it's different. You can get away from the aim assist from far distance. But on console, you just can't, period. It's just ridiculous. Alright, so now I'm gonna be taking down these acolytes, taking all my anger, because, you know, I mess up my champion DPS with this horrible aim assist. There's going to be a wizard up ahead, which is extremely, or she is extremely dangerous. And we must take down the wizard right away. Always try your best to break the shield so it can be staggered for 1 second. You have 1 second to do DPS. You can throw your grenade. Just make sure you avoid the arc attack. And she is, or he is, ready to spam a lot of arc. Great. Hopefully he'll be tired of spamming arc attack on my poor guardian. I'll give it maybe 2 more seconds. Okay, I break the shield. Spam linear. He should be dead. Now, if you see a fog, definitely avoid it, because if you jump, it's going to delay your character and you're going to go fly. Well, you're going to fall to your death pit. Or basically be back to orbit. During this area, what you can do here is clear the ads first. You can also leave the champion to back away. And he just loves to jump. I mean, seriously, what the heck is that? The barrier champion will back up, so you can just do DPS and you can avoid his arc attacks. This is when things can be not complicated, it's just a bit annoying. You need to capture these 3 plates, but for me, I'm going to be dealing with the wizards. Now the wizards are the ones that can be extremely dangerous. There is acolytes that love to throw fire, so I backed away because I need to deal with these ads from far distance. They love to play hide and seek, but with Wish Ender you can see where they're hiding. You don't really need to worry too much of them sneaking on you, because you can just take advantage of the exotic bow just to know where they are and to make sure no surprise attacks. Now everyone's different of capturing the plates. I mean, if you are on Hunter and you don't care about Platinum, then just capture the 3 plates, turn invisible, and then just make your way to the next area. Now for me, I'm going for Platinum. So I do need to take my time on the plates. So once I do capture it, they will have a champion that will spawn. Now you can take down a champion or you can pull back. So for me, I wanted to take down the champion as quickly as possible. You do have a mini time limit because thralls will chase you and will be extremely aggressive. So I did take down the barrier champion on time, but let's just say it doesn't work out. I had to back away on this area of where you saw before. I had to back away from the bridge from far distance behind my character, deal with the ads, try to, by the way, and then deal with the barrier champion. Or if I see the barrier champion, then I just do DPS with the linear and Wish Ender. Now I'm going to be taking down the wizards first, then deal with the plates. The wizards are the most dangerous, so when you do break the shield, you can use your linear just an example there. Or you could just spam grenades if you are low on heavy. I was just double checking. The reason why I was just holding the aim of the bow is to just double check. Now I'm going to be dealing with the other wizard, so make sure you protect the shield. And then I got messed up because this acolyte throw fire at me. Oh my goodness, just loves to harass titans, doesn't it? Always a titan, but not the warlock or hunter. I see how it is. So make sure you take down the wizard because now the wizard is being a little bit aggressive. So break the shield, throw a nade, or use your linear. Now these acolytes are trying their best to shoot void. Either that or they're gonna throw fire at me. I usually call them the fire dudes, but I'm just gonna call them acolytes since that's their name. And you know, some people complain that, oh, you give them horrible nicknames, but it's true, they just throw fire. And they play hide and seek too, as well. Once I semi-capture the plate, not fully, by the way, there's gonna be a barrier champion. Now this barrier champion is dangerous. What I should have done here is just pull from the opposite direction. You know, this spot isn't the safest, so be extremely careful. You can deal with the champion from the opposite direction from the left side. Like this side over here is okay. It's not the safest. When you clear down the ads really fast, then it is the safest. So just be aware that the acolytes can shoot you, can throw fire at you if you are standing still. But as I said before, that spot where I was standing is not the safest. I was played a little risky there. Extremely risky, to be honest. I wouldn't really go there next time. Next time I'll just go from the left side. You know, behind the barrier champion. I think that will be the safest, in my opinion. So I'm going to go and probably show an example of what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna be semi-capturing the plate because the barrier champion is gonna spawn every champion. Seriously, how many champions are in this Nightfall? I mean, can you imagine someone making a drinking game of how many champions they see in this video? I don't think they're gonna make it, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, Glassway is even worse for the boss fight. But anyway, this is a spot I do recommend. Just go to the opposite direction of where the champion is. You don't want to deal with a champion when you're on the stairs or under the stairs, because that's when your character can get a lot of damage from the arc splash. Once you capture the plate, now we can actually just go to the next area. Finally. This is the area where we do need to be careful of the acolytes. There is around 3 or 2, I forgot, don't 100% remember. But there are these snipers that are far away, which I highly recommend you take them down because they can snipe you and it is not fun. Now, back in the day, they used to one-shot you, but I don't think they do if you have high resilience. I was just double-checking because I heard something. I heard a noise. It made me nervous. It made my Titan, well, me nervous, not the Titan. And I wanted to double check if there is more snipers, but I didn't see any, so I'm gonna go take down the champion right away. And of course, he would shoot an Arbalest on my Titan. Great. This is when you do need to spam a lot of grenades. Now, be aware of the snipers. Sometimes you can get distracted by the thralls and then all of a sudden the sniper one-shots you or two-shots you. So just be aware of the snipers from far distance. You will see them very soon. Now this is the part where I do recommend you try your best to do DPS at the barrier champion. The reason why is because this champion likes to pull back and hang around with the void snipers, which not a fun experience. I really hate it. So highly recommend to take down the barrier champion right away. If you don't, then try your best to deal with the snipers first and then deal with the barrier champion. Because the problem is the snipers are going to mess up your DPS, and then with the flinch on console, it's horrible. It is extremely a nightmare. So just be aware that you'll have a time limit to deal with the first barrier champion. If not, he'll hang around with the snipers. Pretty much where you see the grenade is standing or floating, basically that's where the barrier champion will be. Now because I took down the barrier champion and snipers, the second barrier champion is going to be a coward and walk away. Now I was trying to see if I can take down the barrier champion with Wish Ender from far away, and actually you can. So that's one thing I love about Wish Ender versus Arbalest. So we did enough damage dealing with the barrier champion, and then this is one which I despise. Now there is this mini wall where you can hide. Yes, I know that. Another option you can do is just use Thundercrash. You can Thundercrash the Shirker. Now for me, I forgot. To be honest, I was just too focused on trying to see if I can use Wish Ender to deal with the Shirker. My bad for that. Now, if you do have your super, which I should have done, to be honest, just use your super and then just take down the boss, well, the Shirker. Alright, so this is probably the mistake what I did, and I should have used my super. So, my bad for that. You know, no one's perfect. Bear with me on my first go for my Titan. I forgot I had my super. But yeah, use your super and make sure you don't miss, by the way. You don't want to fly to your death. The chance of you flying to your death is 1%. So there's no way you will miss the Shirker and fly to your death. So that's impossible. Now this is the area where the barrier champion can melt you. So remember I told you about the stairs is the weakness for any guardian, especially dealing with a champion. It's really dangerous. So you can see here that it's not really safe to do DPS at the barrier champion when there are stairs. When the barrier champion is on top of the stairs, it is extremely dangerous to do DPS. You need to be face to face with the barrier champion, or the barrier champion has to be downstairs, basically. Now for me, I need to be face to face, and this is probably the safest for me to do DPS than the other area. But this is like everyone's playstyle. I cannot say to do this. I mean, try it out. Maybe you'll like it, maybe not. Not really sure. But for me, I just prefer this spot. And plus, this is a spot where I usually go my hunter or my warlock as well. You know, it's everyone's playstyle, I guess. So I'm going to be doing the mini cheese in the elevator. I mean, I might as well for my first go. So there is also another way where you can just go inside the little doors, and then you'll just teleport to the first room, and of course the second room when you do it the second time, and then the third time at the boss. Now I did that on my old Grandmaster runs. So just to let everyone know, this is my first time doing this method at the elevator. Because usually what I do is I go in the doors, especially on Warlock, you know, throw my grenade or my storm grenade, and then I just wait for the elevator to go, you know, to the first floor or second floor or boss floor. I didn't do it in this video, well, because I just want to show the easiest method. Let's just be completely honest. Just to let everyone know, because I know someone's gonna comment, I have done the method where you just throw a grenade at the doors where the acolyte is, and then I just teleport here. Now this is the area where we have more champions. Yes, more champions. It just gets better. Hopefully they won't do more of these ballerina twirls. Really hate when they do it. Make sure you take down the champions when you have a chance. If you don't, it's going to be hanging around with the wizard, which is not fun. Now, this beer champion is trying to dance. Please, beer champion, just cooperate. Make sure you throw a grenade so you can just combo it with Wish Ender. Now, we're going to be dealing with another beer champion. It just goes on, doesn't it? And this beer champion is hanging around with the wizard. Now, why I would say, why not just kill the wizard first and then the two bear champion? Yeah, about that. Well, here's the problem, and I'm hoping no fire team will do this to you. If you kill the wizard first, then the bear champion, all the bear champions and acolytes will scatter and they will all go aggressive to you. And it's not fun. Trust me, I hate it. So I would just say take down all the bear champions and take down the wizard last. Or you're gonna deal with two bear champions walking around, both of them shooting you at the same time. I mean, or you want to deal with one bear champion at a time. I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to deal with two barrier champions shooting arc at you? Or do you want to deal with one of them at a time and the wizard not bothering you? Alright, so I am going to be double checking everything and then shoot the crystal with the Wish Ender. I'm going to do the mini cheese with the emote, by the way. As I said before, usually what I do is I just go to the doors, I throw a grenade, and I just hide there until I get teleported or they join allies. That's what I usually do on my Grandmaster Scarlet Keep. See those doors over there? I usually go there, but in this video, I'm just gonna go for this method. And yes, welcome to the slowest elevator in the game. It's so slow. Why is it so slow, this elevator? We're gonna be dealing with an unstoppable champion. Just be very careful with the champion and the acolytes. So I am going to be pulling back and then just try to stagger the champion again. You can also use your super, by the way. I don't think I used my super so much in this video because, well, I was just focusing on the grenade build, the firepower build. That's the reason why. So make sure you use your super. By the way, I didn't use it for here, but highly recommend just use your super. You can also use your super in the wizard. Just make sure his health is almost half, and then you can use your super. Now I am just trying to see where the acolytes are doing. They're hiding. They're being a little bit annoying. They want to play hide and seek, but I don't mind playing hide and seek with them because I am using Wish Ender, so I am kind of cheating, you know. Alright, let's see where they're hiding. Hide and Wish Ender. Hide and Wish Ender. Looks like we got some from the far middle. If I can throw my grenade, I should be able to get two of them. Maybe. Well, okay. Perfect. Each of the side, there will be a wizard. So just be very careful. And the toxic cloud is from the wizard. It's not from the acolyte. Make sure you break the solar shield so the wizard can get a 1 second delay. So you have your chance to throw your grenades or use your linear. They also love to hide, which I highly despise, but they always do that and it's extremely annoying. Alright, wizard. Enough. Stop playing hide and seek. I really want to take down the second wizard now, but this wizard is trying his best to hide. Now I'm going to be dealing with the second wizard, and then we should be able to go to the boss fight. So we do see some acolytes, 1 or 2 acolytes, so definitely going to be throwing my grenades. And the wizard should be moving once it senses you or sees you. You can also throw your grenade behind the pillar where the wizard is, that way it can move. Just be aware of the arc attack because the arc is very deadly, it's not fun. So I am throwing my grenade, spamming the dodge right now, so hopefully this wizard will behave and cooperate with me. This mini boss wizard. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the slowest elevator in the entire of Destiny history in this game. Gonna do the mini cheese just to slowly go up to the elevator. So the boss fight. Well, remember that cheese on the elevator or you go through the gates? Yeah, about that. Doesn't work anymore. I mean, it's no big deal for me because I can just go for plan B. Now the plan B method, it's been a long time since I went there. I mean, the last time I went to that mini cheese was the beginning of Shadow Keep. And let me just say, it was horrible. Probably the worst experience I ever had it done on a Grandmaster. So that was many years ago, you know. Now for this season, it is a little different with the high resilience. You can survive much better than previous old Scarlet Keep. Now, be aware of the wizards. They have a mind of their own. I extremely hate them. I was being a little careless here. I didn't think they were going to melt my character or do a lot of damage on me, but they did. So they are extremely smart. They are extremely deadly. Just be very careful with them and know where they are. You need to make sure they don't sneak up on you because they have on this footage. You'll see something really odd, like this one. Where did that come from? Like, that is extremely unfair there. So what happened there is the wizard, you know, they were talking to each other and they wanted to do the surprise attack. So the splash damage of the arc of the second wizard was hurting me and it was making my health go to red. So I had to pull back, see my surroundings, and then of course focus on doing DPS on them. So be careful with the wizards. I would try my best to focus on dealing with one of them right away. And if you want to, you can also use your super. But just be very careful. As I said before, I was focusing more of the grenade build. That's why I didn't really use my super so much. Alright, so now we get to deal with the last wizard. And then we can deal with the boss. Finally, I'm so happy. Alright, so now we're going to be dealing with the wizard. Hopefully, he'll cooperate. I do want to deal with the boss, so please, wizard, can you cooperate and can we get to the boss fight? Thank you. Now we're going to go to the mini cheese spot, I guess. I mean, still the acolytes could get you or the knights can get you. You know, you just have to be very careful. Make sure you do the dodge in the corner. So this is gonna be the wizard. Now the weirdest thing about this boss fight is I was waiting for the boss to do his teleporter where it can push me off the map. Then just in case that happens, I can just use my Thundercrash to just, you know, not die. and then finally go back to the boss fight. But it didn't happen in this video. It didn't use his teleportation or to push me off the map. Just like Corrupted, where it does this move where it pushes you off the map. This boss can do it too, but it didn't do in this video, which was weird. And I was surprised. Extremely surprised. So now I'm going to be taking advantage of the grenades. So you can see here, you need to be very careful and make sure you don't throw your grenades on yourself. So my bad for that. The throw scared me. Alright, I didn't think he would be that close. So during this part, you could take advantage of these storm grenades. So right now, I'm just trying to use my emote. And then you can just use your grenades. You can also crouch. I mean, if the boss is too close, you can just hide and wait for the boss to move away. Like I said before, I thought he was going to use his teleporter to push me off the map. That's why I did back away, and I didn't want to make the boss a little bit... I didn't want to make the boss aggressive. And that's just me. And of course, I was testing in this run as well. So I was trying to figure out if the boss pushes you off the map, if it's that close or not. You know, it's been a long time for me. So right now, I have to do is clear the ads, the Arknights. Once I do, I'm going to be dealing with the boss. So I don't see the boss. So I am just looking around, seeing where these Arknights are now. These Arknights are extremely dangerous. I do recommend just take them down and just spam storm grenades as much as you can. So this is basically what you do. You just take advantage of the grenades. You take advantage of the dodge for the Titan. And also, half of the boss fight, I did realize that you can use your Wish Ender to see where the wizard is or where the final boss is. So my bad for that. So I apologize for that. This was my first attempt. I wasn't really thinking about that too much until later halfway of the boss fight. You can actually use your Wish Ender. You could just aim and see where the wizard is. Boss is going to be shielded, and this is when wizards will spawn. Highly recommend and try your best to take down the wizard. The wizard can actually kill you in this spot of where you're standing. You must take down the wizard, this one right here. Make sure the boss doesn't get too close, or the mini boss. So if you do need to use your super too much. Make sure you don't go to the edge of the map and fall down. So just be very careful with this wizard. You must take him down. You must take him down and just be super careful with the toxic fall, because sometimes the toxic can go on your mini G-spot as well. Now the second wizard can be a little tricky. You can break the shield and then use your storm grenades. This is also the perfect time to go and gather heavy bricks. So if you are low on heavy, low on Arbalest, I would recommend Wish Ender over Arbalest. Then you can just go and pick up some heavy bricks and then pull back and then deal with the wizard. So if you're probably wondering why I was standing there, it's because I was recording. See, I'm using the PlayStation, so I'm just trying to make sure I record everything. Once we take down the wizard, now we're going to be dealing with the next phase of ads. So there's going to be a couple of nights very soon, so make sure you do DPS at the boss. If you have linear, you can use it, but I do recommend to save your heavy dealing with the unstoppable champions. The unstoppable champions are probably going to be the most dangerous, more than the boss, which is pretty funny, right? So I am going to be taking advantage of these storm grenades. Come on, SO grenades. Hopefully I'll hit the wizard. Okay, well the wizard, it didn't hit the wizard, but it hit the knight. Alright, SO grenades. Let's second go. So there is a couple of arc knights, so make sure you just spam your arc grenades as much as you can. They're the ones that can do a lot of damage with their arc blasts. As I said before, you can take advantage of the Wish Ender to see where the wizard is. So it looks like there is one more knight or acolyte, my mistake. You could just throw your grenades and then just pull back. Alright, so now I'm going to be trying to throw grenades, but then all the acolytes suddenly push. They're starting to be a little aggressive with me, which was pretty funny because in the beginning they were hiding and now they're not. So now I see the wizard, so I'm going to be throwing grenades. Hopefully I'll get the SO grenades. Come on, SO grenades. Will it work? Okay, I did some damage. That's good to know. Just be careful with the boss. I was being a little careless there. It didn't like me trying to do the SO grenades. It's like, nah, Blitz, you can't do it. You can't do that. So it was pretty upset. So once again, I try to do the SO grenades or the storm grenade. This is when you need to be extremely careful. So there's going to be 2 unstoppable champions, cursed thralls. Now cursed thralls are the ones that can mess you up and make you be sent back to orbit. So just be very careful with the cursed thralls. They're more dangerous than ever, and of course the champions. So right now I'm just trying to be extremely cautious, extremely careful, because I don't want both of the champions to push at the same time, just one by one. And you can see here these cursed thralls almost got me. So just be extremely careful with them. Now I'm going to be dealing with the unstoppable champions just one by one. But these cursed thralls were just being in the way, so yeah. Just an example of me being careless once again. So I'm throwing my grenade, just try my best to pull back, and then I'm going to use all my linear as much as I can. I was trying to see where the unstoppable champion is, but these cursed thralls were kind of messing me up. I mean, the console aim assist is making my character move weapon aim to them instead of the champion, or me just scouting. So it can be a bit annoying. So I was looking and browsing, I saw the unstoppable champion, then I just went and pulled back because I sense a cursed thrall is just harassing me. So I'm gonna throw my grenades or definitely use my linear. And these cursed thralls are extremely annoying. Seriously, I really despise them. They always mess up my DPS with champions, or they just explode on my character. It's annoying. Once you do deal with the first champion, then dealing with the second one will be very easy because now you can just focus on spamming linear on it. So anyway, I'm going to be throwing grenades. This is also the perfect time for you to do as much DPS as you can. Now, I didn't do as much DPS as I wanted because the boss started to get a little aggressive and try to spam arc blast at me. Then it start to float away. Now, I wanted to take down the wizard, the final boss, but these knights, these arc knights were bothering me, so I just decided to just focus on throwing grenades at them. So right now I'm just aiming my wish ender. I'm trying to see where the wizard is. So I'm gonna throw my grenades again, pull back, and then just throw grenades again and again. So I can finally get rid of this boss and complete the Nightfall. This is so fun, isn't it? Having the best day of my life. I did get a little impatient, so I did spam grenades and then use my heavy. I was a little annoyed of this boss floating around. She was starting to get on my nerves. Another thing you can do, which I keep forgetting, make sure you use your super. When the boss's health is low, just use your super. Grenades. Come on, SL grenades. Please do some damage at the boss. It's working out, everyone. I did it. Finally threw, legit grenades. Better. Alright, so we finally defeated the boss. Overall, the Titan build is really fun. Make sure you spam a lot of your super as well, which I have not so much in this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.